It started with music, Bluetooth speakers blaring hope through Nairobi's morning air. Erickson Mutisia, just 25, butcher by trade, marched in white overalls, laughing with the crowd. David Chege, a 39-year-old software engineer and Sunday school teacher, raised his hands, singing. Across Parliament Road, young Kenyans danced and shouted. No stones, no guns, just voices. By sunset, Parliament Road was soaked in blood. And Kenya's Gen Z had learned something powerful. When the system bleeds you, you bleed louder. It was supposed to be a peaceful protest. Water bottles in hand, TikTok live streams running, young Kenyans, students, boda riders, butchers, Sunday school teachers, dancing outside the very parliament that claimed to represent them. No more taxes, they chanted. Ruto must go, they shouted. They came with speakers, not stones. They came with hope, but hope alone wasn't enough. By mid-morning, the tear gas canisters rained down. Children coughing, mothers fleeing. Protesters raising their hands, shouting, "We are peaceful." Still, the truncheons fell. Still, the bullets fired. Yet the crowd kept coming, kept believing. At 2:20 p.m., they broke through. Parliament's gates shattered like glass. It wasn't violence. It was hunger. Hunger for dignity, for justice, for a voice that mattered. Then, the shooting started. Erickson Mutisia, in his white butcher's overalls, raised his hands again. "We are peaceful," he mouthed. A bullet tore through him. He collapsed onto the Parliament Road, blood pooling around his feet. David, the teacher, the dreamer, fell moments later, a purple hoodie turning black with blood. In this footage, you'll see it yourself. Peaceful protesters holding a flag, trying to help David after he was shot down, only to be shot with more tear gas. Hands raised, no weapons. Just courage, crushed by a system that chose brutality over humanity.
It is not in order, or even conceivable, that criminals pretending to be peaceful protesters can rain terror against.
The government blamed criminals. They called the dead infiltrators. But footage doesn't lie. BBC Africa Eye traced 5,000 photos and videos, frame by frame, until the faces behind the guns were clear. Officer John Kaboy, kneeling, aiming, firing at peaceful youth. A soldier, uniformed in green, killing students fleeing Parliament. Wah wah, they shouted. Kill, kill. This wasn't crowd control. This was a purge. And yet, they failed. For every bullet that fell, a brother, a sister rose. 2/3 of Kenya's counties erupted. Nairobi, Kisumu, Mombasa, Eldoret. The streets sang a different song now. We are not afraid. And when President Ruto withdrew the finance bill days later, it wasn't because he wanted to. It was because the blood of the fallen demanded it. On June 25th, 2024, Kenya's Gen Z learned something our ancestors knew well. Freedom doesn't come by waiting. It comes by standing up, even when your hands are empty. It comes by marching forward, even when bullets meet you first. They tried to kill the dream. But in doing so, they made it immortal. And this generation, they are just getting started.